Hello, good morning to everyone. I believe we have some exciting things to talk about today regarding the regarding the post I made with the polling about the split schedule. So just to okay, yeah, I answered that question. Vonda, can you cook? I absolutely can cook. Now, don't let that one picture that you saw online with me with the pancakes make you think that I can't cook. I can cook. I love soul food. Obviously, I'm in the South. So, yeah, I can definitely cook. But just to jump right in here, oh, excuse me, you guys. Just to jump right in here, I did a poll on the page and I said, in Texas, the court has the option of granting more of a split schedule if the parents live less than 50 miles apart. The option, however, makes no mention of the child support obligation. Do you believe there should be child support reform of some sort for parents who have a split schedule? So essentially, for those parents that split the time, do you believe that they should pay child support? And I just wanted to discuss that because you all left a lot of good feedback. I'm going to pull up here some of the comments that I thought were really good, quite frankly, and that would trigger a lot of conversation. Someone said that this is a tough one. They had joint custody on paper, but their ex never exercised their parenting time, so they think it should be a case-by-case basis. I would agree with that one the most, because what you see, well, what I've seen a lot of here in Texas, people will ask for a split schedule, but they don't really exercise the split schedule. They really want the split schedule so they can avoid the child support obligation. And that's just not something you want to do, because if the other parent goes and modifies that order and tells the court that you're not exercising your possession as you said that you were going to, then your possession time can be reduced and you can be placed on child support. So I just want to caution you all, to not do that. Good morning, everyone that's just now joining us. Just a little brief recap. We were discussing the poll that I ran about the split schedule and whether there should be some sort of child support reform and child support should be ordered in those types of situations. So just to give you a little information about Texas law, just in case you did not know, under Texas law, equal possession is not a requirement, meaning that the court does not have to order it. And remember, guys, this is only regarding Texas law. In your jurisdiction, in your state, the law may be similar, it may be different, but you always want to consult with an attorney in your jurisdiction that can assist you with some of these questions. This is just legal information that I'm giving you. Is not any type of legal advice or anything like that. And of course, I don't represent you. I can't represent you. But equal possession is not a requirement. So essentially, when you have joint managing conservators, that's just both parents who have equal rights and duties to the child. They have the equal right to educate the child how they want to, teach them the religion that they want to, whatever type of school that they want to go to, any activities. Those are your rights. Your duties, obviously, you have the right to care for, you have the right to, the duty you have to care for the child. You also have the duty to ensure that the child is protected, whether that is from the other parent or someone else. All right. So those are your rights and duties in terms of having joint managing conservatorship. Now, just because you are joint managing conservator, that does not mean that you will have equal time or nearly equal periods of possession. Big difference, okay? Remember when we started out, I told you guys that the court can grant it. They can grant a 50-50 possession schedule. That doesn't necessarily mean that they have to, okay? So in regards to child support, there is no authority, no limitation whatsoever on the courts that would allow them to, will disallow them from ordering one of the joint managers to pay child support. Now, why is that important? That is important, guys, primarily because what the court is saying is, even if someone has a split schedule or something close to a split schedule, the court is saying I'm not required and bound by any rules that says that I cannot order one person to pay child support over the other one. Some other comments that were left on the poll was related to the income disparities between the parents. I definitely think that has to be taken into account. If one parent makes substantially more than the other one, then the courts would have to look at whether it should order child support in a situation like that. So those are just some things to keep in mind there. And I just wanted to make sure I cleared that up for you guys, because you know it's the internet, so we see a lot of things that are not true, a lot of things that may be true in parts but exaggerated in others. But my job as a legal practitioner is to make sure that you all are well informed about what the law actually states, and we dispel some of those things that are not really true. So I will entertain some questions here with you all. Let's see. You all have any questions? I just wanted to go live briefly so we could discuss that, if that was something, you know, that you all wanted to discuss. Let's see. Judge Bumblebee, Judge Lake, boxing showdown. Oh, that is hilarious. Oh, versus Judge Lake. Oh, I have so much respect for Judge Lake. She is an awesome attorney. If you all would go and Google her, she was in the fashion world. Not all attorneys actually litigate inside of a courtroom, so it's really good to see other attorneys in different arenas. I love Lauren Lake though. Hey, wait, I thought everything I hear on the internet is absolutely true. It's not. My world is shattered. That's hilarious. Some things are true. You know, you can Google a lot of things related to the law, but in actual practice of how these things work, that may be, you know, where the confusion comes in, because a lot of people can read something, but they don't necessarily understand it. Now that I know about not exercising their right, I suppose I can go back to court. KL Doyle, you definitely can go back to court if you are under any type of possession schedule, and the other parent is not exercising their rights according to what the court order says. They can't necessarily be held in contempt or anything for not exercising right. However, you can ask the court to modify that possession schedule so it is somewhat reflective to what you all are doing. That helps, because you want to make sure that the court is aware of what the status quo is and adjust your court order as needed. So yes, when are you going to get your own show? Everyone asks you that. You know, we'll just see what happens. My ex owes $45,000 in back child support. He's on disability. Okay, so disability, it really depends. You have to look at, I love to direct you all's attention to make sure that you educate yourselves about what the law says in regards to net resources and the things that can be used to determine what child support is going to be. There are some benefits that child support cannot touch. So if someone is in arrears, depending on the type of benefit they receive, you may not be able to get that. You may just be in a situation where you have to file an enforcement. I want to be a lawyer, but it's too much work. I like any girl who can cook. I love that name, by the way. It's not a lot of work, you know. Well, let me say this. Anything that you want to do in life is going to require work. But you make time for the things that you really, really want. And being an attorney was the best decision that I ever made. I was a single parent at the time, so it was what needed to be done so I could open up different avenues to make sure that I took care of my family. And I haven't looked back. It just affords you the opportunity to do so many different things. Is Cornell Law School legit? As far as I know, when you say legit, when I'm answering and saying legit in terms of it being accredited, meaning you can go to the law school and actually receive your law degree and everything like that, as far as I know, it is accredited. When you're served child support, you get the option of going through the circuit court, but doesn't that just delay the process of getting child support started? That is an excellent question. Here in Texas, it depends on how you look at it. So when a case is open out of child support, it automatically goes to the child support court. But if it involves any type of possession issues, or, you know, something is going to be contentious regarding conservatorship, then it may go to the district court. It may be circuit court in your jurisdiction, but it's the district court. I guess you can look at it as this delay because you have to get another court order, another court date, but the process is pretty much the same. Yeah, so let me see. As good a source to read over the rights. I found the site a couple of days ago and it's very informative. I would recommend that you actually reach out to the school and ask, could you do a tour and speak to someone who is on the committee that does the, what do you call them? I want to use the word referrals, but I know that's not the right word. The recruits. Check out the school and see what it means to you, because trust me, had I listened to a lot of things that I heard about my law school, I wouldn't have attended. It was the greatest experience of my life. It's supposed to be income, a factor in income. It's spouse income, a factor in income. In Texas, it is not. In terms of calculating what someone's child support obligation should be, the spouse's income does not come in. And I have a TikTok video that discusses that. In your state, does child support end once the child is 18 and graduate from high school? That is a great question. Your child support ends in Texas when the child either turns 18 or graduates from high school. It's whichever one happens later. It seems like more fathers nowadays have been awarded the children and child support. It's true. Despite what people, would try to make you believe in the media and everything like that, the pendulum is definitely swinging the other way, where more fathers are getting custody of their children. That is happening, and as a result of having custody of the children, they are also receiving child support benefits. So don't believe the hype. I recommend anyone who has a child to fight for their child. You have to do it. One thing that I see that's common is that people have a tendency of giving up because the court process can be tedious, but you have to keep going. Child support was placed on him. I have custody. He has visits. We got back together. Can they get back with him? Let me see. Did I miss that? Yes, I love your show. Don't be sorry. Just don't do it. Thank you. What can a custodial parent do when another custodial parent refuses to take a paternity test? Okay, so about that, you can be ordered to take a paternity test even if it's not necessarily something you want to do. And I will caution you, because again, on the internet, people will say, just don't show up, nothing will happen. Well, if you are served and you are court ordered to take a paternity test and you fail to do so, you can be adjudicated as the parent, which means you can still be placed under a child support obligation, although you were not present. So make sure, you guys, if you don't remember anything else from these videos that I do, always show up for court. Just show up. Your chances are better if you show up. How do you find people for the show? I want to be on it. We do casting calls. We actually are doing a casting call right now for Hi Christian for Saturday. So we do the casting call for the reenactments and everything like that for people to come out. It's really fun if you want to come out. We do all filming here in Dallas right now. We haven't quite gone to other cities, but that's for another day. All right, so I'm almost out of time. I have a couple of meetings to attend today, so I wanted to make sure I address that with you all. Child support being paid for an unborn child. Hi, Nicholas. I love you too. There's been talk about that. Technically, if you think about it, that kind of happens already. It's just not stated in that way. So when someone is placed on child support, the parent, they can request back pay, not only for child support, but for unpaid medical too. And that can include hospital bills from the pregnancy. So if you think about it, you are kind of paying for an unborn child. Can a child go to court with his parents for child support if they're still in school? No. Thank you for asking that question. The courtroom is not for children unless specifically directed by the judge for the child to appear. Other than that, the child should not be in the courtroom. All right, you guys. So tune in tomorrow. I'm giving you guys an update. Remember when I went live last week at the conference I attended in San Antonio? I wanted to give you guys another update about the 12-year-old, because a lot of people think, oh, my child is 12 or they're older than 12 and they can just go to court and tell the judge who they want to live with and that's going to be final. Doesn't quite work like that. And believe it or not, the judge does not have to talk to the child. Yeah, so tune in. We'll discuss it next time. You all be good. Take care of each other. Love you.